We're back! I'm so excited to talk to you guys. I feel like the only way to make it up to this YouTube channel is to come back with a juicy Q&A. YouTube is where the real tea is, you know? I asked you guys on the Instagram what questions you want to know, and nothing was off the table, so I just screenshot these. I haven't even looked at them. Let's just get right into it. I just want to kiki with you guys. Like, if you are watching my YouTube, you're a real one, and I love you. Oh my god, why am I scared? What you eat in a day to stay slim. There's so many girls asking about diet and exercise, and I feel like I don't know how to speak about that in a responsible way. Like, I am a victim of like the 2000s diet culture where it was like Special K and Quick Trim and all of these things that were like ingrained into our brain. I don't know any girl who grew up in the 2000s that wasn't affected by it. So it's not a unique story. We all have like body dysmorphia. I have gone through a weight loss journey. Like, I graduated, I don't know if I should say numbers. I graduated from USC almost 30 pounds heavier than I am now. And then the weight just started coming off post-college. And at first it was like, whoa, it's kind of like that college chubby baby weight coming off. And then in the years to come, it's just like slowly come off. There was no like big reveal moment. When I was working at Google is when the weight came off, and I would have the Lean 1 protein shakes in the morning. They have a ton of vitamins, a ton of fiber, 20 grams of protein, and it would keep me full the entire day, which like, I don't know if that's healthy or not. And then at nighttime, I would eat like a really big salad with like some cooked veggies, obviously raw veggies, nuts, seeds, some fruit. And I think I did that for like almost 2 years. I don't work out. That's just the truth of it. I walk a lot when I'm in New York or when I'm in Europe. At home, I'm kind of just sedentary. If I have a trip coming up, I'll do like 5-minute abs on YouTube for like a week and call it a day. I'm in maintenance mode now. Like, I'm not trying to lose weight. I should probably gain muscle, but I don't really control what I eat. I try to get enough protein. I eat a lot of cottage cheese. I try to do protein shakes, dal, roti, like that kind of home food. Eggs, I eat a lot of eggs. I love an omelet. Every day I eat chocolate and ice cream. I put sugar in my tea and coffee, but it's like not insane quantities. I see your comments. How have you lost weight? What do you do for exercise? And there are so many amazing people online to give you the right way to do things. It's not me. And I want to protect you guys from that part of my brain. How do you feel about casual dating, especially when you're traveling? If you're not my husband, you're a waste of time. That is truly how I feel. Like, I don't understand casual dating. It's not for me personally. I don't know. I just don't find male attention validating in any way. This is crass, but like, men have relations with animals. They have relations with each other when they're in jail. Like, a man wanting to have relations with you means nothing. That's the intimacy side. And then just the companion side, I prefer the company of women. I find women so magical and as deep as the ocean. And whilst I wish I'm not. I do like men in that way, but I don't enjoy their company. So I'm looking for like a very special, magical, specific person where I do enjoy their company and I'm attracted to them and I want to build a life with them. But I don't casually date because it's a bad ROI on my time. I don't get anything out of it. I feel so deeply connected to my female friends. They fill my cup that when I have those same conversations with a man, it just feels empty. So no to casual dating. I don't like really go on dates when I'm abroad. I have hung out with people, but it's nothing like that comes natural. You know, it's something that I'm like forcing myself to do because I'm in this city for 2 weeks. And it's like, no, you get told all the time you have to experience those things. Or so many teenage TV shows, college TV shows, young adult, it's all about dating and finding yourself and those relationships. And I don't feel like that's a significant part of my life or my personality or my human experience. I've yet to find a very specific man that actually wants to celebrate me, who really loves me, who wants me to thrive, who wants the best for me, who lifts me up. I've never had that. And so it's really hard for me to imagine it. And if it comes along, it comes along. Like, I love love. I tell you guys that all the time. And I know I say men are decentered a lot to the point where it's like, hey, just just don't talk about men if they're actually decentered. But they really are. I only address it with you guys because it's like I get so many questions about dating because we're so socialized to think about, oh, that person's getting married, that person's getting engaged, who's that person dating? Like, it's just socially something that's a big part of society, but it's not a big part of my life. How to find a rich man, you guys. How to find a rich man, you guys. How do you afford to travel so much? So right now I'm basically not paying rent. So I'm at my parents' house between trips, or I'm subletting from another person, or I'm paying for hotels. I don't have any like monthly expenses of any kind. I don't have like a car payment. I don't have rent, utilities. So all of my savings, I can use it for kind of what I want. I get to use it for travel, to buy vintage clothes. I'm really lucky that I'm desi and it's like fine to just stay at your parents' house. Like I'll stay for a couple months at a time and then I'll go to India for 4 months. I'll go to France for a month. And obviously those are like my very expensive months. And I make money from influencing. Probably not as much as you would think, honestly. Way less than the blonde girls and the white influencers. That is like untouchable amounts of money. But I do okay enough to be able to afford my own lifestyle. And I have a good chunk of savings from working at Google and Facebook. I have a lot of Facebook shares. I have a whole portfolio. It's all invested money. And when I'm in places like India, you guys, like I'm staying with friends. It's also like very inexpensive to live there. It's inexpensive / free to live in my parents' house. So basically when I'm in New York or Europe is when I'm spending money. Whenever I am in New York and I'm spending like $100 on an Uber or like $15 for a coffee and cookie, I'm like, you gotta pay to play. You gotta pay to play in these places. It just is what it is. But I will always counter that time with time at home. When did you lose your virginity? Well, first of all, virginity is not real. It is a social construct, meaning that it's like something that was made up by, of course, the patriarchy to shame people for something that's very natural. It is not real. Like there is nothing that actually physically changes within your body once you have had relations with someone. But that being said, I don't have relationships with men outside of commitment. And I didn't have a boyfriend until post-college. So yeah, I didn't like hook up with a guy until after college. I went to USC and there were some crazy parties and I was out every single night when I was at NYU. I transferred to USC. NYU, I was in meatpacking every single night. USC, it was like tequila Tuesday, wine Wednesday, like all of this fun stuff. I was out and about. I love meeting people. I love socializing. But I kind of had no interest in that in college. And for me, I think it's because I don't like having relationships with men who don't know me. It kind of goes back to that thing of male validation means nothing. I feel a connection with someone when they value my wit, my charm, my intelligence, my grace, my manners, my family, all the things that I care about. When someone values those things, then I'm attracted to them. Even if there's like a beautiful man in front of me and I am straight, I don't really care. Like if there's a beautiful model, I'm like, slay king, like you look amazing. But I don't get hookup culture, to be honest, because I don't want anything to do with a stranger. And this is where it gets interesting because it's like, is it the fact that stranger danger was so imprinted in my mind that like, I'm like, no, I don't know you, bad, wrong. My mom used to make us practice, I don't know you, you're not my mommy, or like whatever, you're not my daddy. But maybe it's that, I've talked about it before. I wasn't allowed to speak to men growing up. I had no brothers, male cousins around in general. So I feel like I never got to know men on a friendship level, but I don't think I was really missing out because as an adult, I have a few amazing guy friends in my life, but for the most part, it's all women. I'm never going to tell anyone what to do with their bodies. If they're over 18, they're consensual, it's safe. Who am I to say? Someone could have no partners and be fine. Someone could have 1,000 partners, and if that's what they want to do with their body, who are you or me to say anything? That is truly how I feel about this concept of virginity. I think it's made to slut shame women and put them down for something that is so natural. How do you get through having more haters the more eyes are on you in this career path? I could be so delusional, but like, I don't think they exist. I hope they don't. I don't think there's anything to like hate on. I just feel like I'm myself. I'm not controversial in any way. I truly mind my business and want the best for anyone. At the end of the day, like, you have to know yourself and you have to know your heart. Even if I have haters, I don't know who they would be, but I truly want the best for everyone. I just know that what is meant for you is going to come to you no matter what. So why would I wish anything but for all those good things to come to you in grace? I want everyone to like succeed. I want all my fellow influencers to succeed, especially my brown ones. If I have a +1 to like a Sephora event or like some really cool stuff, I'm bringing a brown girl and I'm introducing her to the PR people. I'm in a commercial. I'm going to suggest my friend to direct it. I want this other influencer to be in it with me. She would be a great addition, blah, blah. I am always trying to put my people on and be the best representation I can be for the Desi community. If you know yourself and your morals and your heart and your actions behind them, not just what you stand for, what your values are, but how you put those into practice every day, then you can sleep at night. So even if I have haters, if you have, everyone has maybe people that don't wish them well in their life, you know, people who put nazar on them or whatever. I just think that that rots your heart. And if you find yourself gossiping or you find yourself feeling jealous or whatever, those are such natural human emotions. Don't put yourself down for those. Recognize it, hold space for that, and then let it go. Just keep self-correcting. What's meant for me will find me. I'm happy for her. She's worked really hard. You know, oh, this thing happened. So why do I want to gossip about this person's divorce? Maybe it makes me feel better that her life seemed too perfect and knew it was too good to be true. Well, what's lacking in my life that makes me project onto her? What people feel about you is 99% of the time a projection of them. So whatever haters have to say about me, about you, it doesn't say anything about either of us. Pick like 5 people who have the ability to tell you about your life and what you're doing right and wrong. Otherwise, everyone will have an opinion and it's up to you to decide whose opinions on you matter. Not to let go of that one guy. Girl, what are you doing even spending a second thinking about a guy who doesn't want you? I live by this. You ask Zahara, you ask any of my friends. I will never let a guy show me or tell me more than once that he doesn't want me. They're out. Gone. I will pretend like they don't exist. Because they don't exist to me. How can you spend another second thinking about a man that didn't see your value, your worth, your aura, your light? And yes, maybe he used to be amazing, but that person that you loved and maybe who did cherish you at one point doesn't exist anymore. They're dead. The old Taylor's dead. I feel like so much of what we dwell on as women is how someone used to treat us in the beginning. Trust me, every guy that doesn't work out is an opportunity to upgrade. The way I have been treated by men since my big breakup shows me how little that actually was the right situation for me to be in. Forget about that man. There is someone out there that is going to be such an upgrade that you are going to look back at that man and laugh and be like, oh my God, he's a broke loser. Why was I going out with him? Trust the universe. Did you ever make your money in ways that make you guilty? How influencing works is basically like you get to try out a product. If they have like a campaign going on, you agree to it, a set amount, you get a campaign brief, you film the video, you submit it, they make edits, you submit it again with the caption, the hashtags, they approve it, and then you have a time window to post it. You send an invoice, you get paid like net 90 days. It's all like fashion and beauty products mainly, so there's nothing to like feel guilty about. I do very few and specific sponsorships. I have turned down offers. I have sent back products or outfits that I didn't feel were up to par. I take people's hard-earned money really seriously. I would never want them to spend money on something that I didn't think was worth it. I honestly felt more guilty working in tech because I feel like it can do so much good, but it can also do so much bad. I don't know, but don't feel guilty for anything influencing related. Your worst date story and your best date story? Okay, I don't know if I've told this one. There was this man who wouldn't let me order dessert. And I know that sounds insane. Like, what do you mean? Like when the dessert menu comes, like you just order dessert on a date? 2 years ago, like November, December 2023 era, I was like, I am going to date a man that is perfect for me on paper. I don't know why I had this in my head. Lord knows, but I was like, I'm such an auntie. Oh my God. I am the auntie that I didn't want to become. But I was only dating men that either went to Harvard or worked at Goldman Sachs. No one got past the dinner phase with me, but I was just trying something that I thought, you know what, and they're all Desi. I was like, let me just try my type on paper and see what happens. There was no romantic connection. I honestly felt like I was at dinner with an uncle. But this one uncle, he wasn't that old. He was like 38 maybe, but he just like gave uncle energy. That's the thing I realized about all these really smart men who like, yeah, you went into Harvard, but like, God is fair. You know, if you're really smart, maybe it's because you lack a little EQ and like a little social etiquette. Every time we went to dinner three or four times, he would have his card out to pay every time the waiter would bring the dessert menu. And I was like, it's not a date if we don't get dessert. Like, otherwise it's a business meeting. There's no romance, you know? So I was like, I'm done with this guy. He was in Soho and he's like, oh, I want to hang out with you, whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm meeting Zahara and Ali. If you want to come. I think they had already eaten, so it was just me getting dinner. I think we got like a round of drinks too. And then he had his card out, and while the waitress was bringing in the dessert menu, and Zahara knew this story, and I looked at her. I was like, Zahara, do you want dessert? And she like over enthusiastically like slams her hands on the table. I was like, Sierra, I would love dessert. And I see this man like slowly put his card back down. It was just funny because honestly, it's the principle. Like, what do you mean? Best date story? How do you know when something is passionate and great chemistry and you're really vibing? How do you know if it's that versus mania and love bombing? Because they're kind of the same, right? It depends what the outcome is. The first one, you know, if you're together years later, you're like, that wasn't love bombing. We had fallen in love so fast. That was just passion and chemistry. But if it ends quickly, you're like, oh, that was love bombing. So I feel like in the moment, you never know if a date is good or bad. It becomes recontextualized as time goes on. So any date that I felt like there has been good chemistry or banta, it usually ends up being love bombing and mania because it doesn't end up working out. Maybe that's like my bad. I need to see dates as just like dates and not be so attached to the outcome. I hope to have a really cute dating story one day if I end up finding a partner. The first date with whoever my partner ends up being, I hope that's my best date story. So yet to come, maybe, who knows. How long are you planning on traveling in life? For you guys, I started traveling end of 2022 where I was like, well, I have no attachment to a person or a city or a physical job, so let me just wander. And your girls just stayed wandering. Like, I have no tie to a specific place, and it is a really nice lifestyle, but it always annoys me when people are like, oh yeah, like it's probably hard to find a boyfriend because you travel. I was like, I'm traveling because I don't have a boyfriend. I was in a very long-term relationship where I was fine staying in one place. I do like routine, but I also feel like I have almost this responsibility to myself that because I have no responsibility now, I might as well travel and, you know, be in New York when it suits me, which is like the spring and the fall, Euro summer, Dubai and Bombay winter, and then spend a few months at home out of the year. Like, my parents are getting older. Like, I enjoy the freedom of it all. But if I fell in love, I'm such a Libra. I'm such a lover girl. Like, there is just no way that distance would come between. So if I really was like, this is it for me, I would stay wherever. And I really think my man is international. I don't like American men. I feel like my man is like in Dubai or London or Bombay or somewhere else anyway. So I would stay for love. I would travel for love. It just is such that I don't have anyone who's like my partner right now. So I kind of just bop around. Friendship icks. I feel like I love people's quirks. If someone is authentic and being themselves and to act how they are acting is natural to them, that will never ick me. The icks I get are when someone is disingenuous, when someone is not acting like themselves, when someone is behaving in a way where I'm like, I know that's not the real them. They're trying to be something they're not. That icks me when someone is being dishonest in any way. But if you're yourself and you're authentic, nothing really icks me. Now, men, that is an entirely different story. It icks me when men want attention. Like when they're behind the DJ booth, when they're dancing on a table, when they are like looking through their like social media to see who saw their story. Like all of that to me, the attention to me is so femme. And I just like don't find that attractive. I like men who want to put women in positions of attention and they just kind of chill. You know, they're like, get up on that couch, dance, here, take the sparkler. And I'm talking like club language because that's like what's coming to mind right now. But in any facet in life, I like men who put women at the center of attention and then they just chill and admire her and just kind of sit back. I like men who don't seek that for themselves. So needless to say, I don't find male influencers remotely attractive. Like I'm like, sis, let's create some content together, but like there's no attraction there. How does your family deal with your career choice? I know South Asian families are more acceptable of other paths? Well, my sister's a doctor, so someone's got to be the black sheep. Someone has to keep things interesting. No, I just have parents that love me and want the best for me and truly just want me to be happy. I'm not forced to be a doctor. I'm not forced to get married. I might have had those kinds of not even expectations, but like hopes projected onto me when I was younger. But I think my mom has just known from a young age that like I marched to the beat of my own drum. And I feel like my sister kind of fulfills for them what they would want in like a typical South Asian daughter. She became a doctor, she got married. I feel like I have like second child privilege where they're kind of just letting me do my own thing. I also am fully financially independent, and I do think like money is power. Like if someone is supporting your lifestyle, they do have a say in what you do and where you go. But if you make your own, like what are they really going to say? You know, my parents want me to be happy and healthy and be a good person. Like my mom cares so much more deeply about those things. And I feel like our parents have their own traumas, and, you know, a lot of us have seen our mothers live lives in servitude of everyone else around them. And I think we're the lucky ones now where a lot of them have broken that generational cycle and are like, you do you. I just don't think it was in my destiny to be any other way or to have any other career than what I'm doing right now. If you guys made it to the end, oh my God, I cannot believe you watched this entire video. I hope it added value to your life. If you enjoy these type of videos, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment if something resonated, and I will see you guys so soon. I love you.